Alrighty, guys, as you keep reading the Dragon Ball Legends TOP this is the guide video, right? So this is going to be in regards to season 126. Last season was rough, man, and I want to talk about that just a little bit. Last season, we did end off at rank 216, top cut, 1000cc. That's with double boost, right? So things are looking great. Not really, right? Because for everyone else, Vegito is definitely a hype character. A lot of people are going to be summoning for him. A lot of people are going to end up having him, and a lot of people are not going to be as lucky and not have him, right? But the thing about last season was that it was so clear-cut, obvious that if you did not have at least one of the boost units, you were not going to be making the top. You were not going to be in the top 25%, right? You were not going to get that 1000 CC. Right, so we ended off with 62 million points last season. That was with the boost units. But with our second attempt, we only got a measly 51.9 million. And at the time of recording, so this wasn't even end of season where everyone had finished their runs. At the time of recording, the cutoff for the top 25% was 54 million. So if you're not in the top 25%, you are going to be obviously top 50 or lower, and you're basically just a gate gets shut on you. You are no longer going to be applicable to get that 1000 CC. You get either 800, 600, or 500. Hopefully, majority of you guys that endured that, you guys still got the 800, but it's very demoralizing. I know on paper that may seem like, oh, that's only a 200 CC difference though, Azig. Is that really the end of the world? For as much as Legends releases these characters consistently, and for as much free-to-play CC they give, doesn't feel like that much, honestly. Yeah, I think it is important. I think it is. I think it's not fair of them to have this game mode be... listen, I could probably go on about this for a lot longer than you guys want me to, but I'm a fan of the changes. Internally, I'm a fan of the changes of TOP. I'm glad that it's a lot more streamlined. It's a lot more easier. You can auto this game mode now with pretty much no consequence as long as you have the boost units, right? That's where I have the issue, is that the boost units should not be exclusive to summonable characters, right? This is a free-to-play game mode where you're not fighting against any other player. You're not fighting, you know what I mean? This is just a PvE event. Something PvE styled should not make you suffer for not having the new units, right? You're already suffering for not having the new units in the main game mode, which is PvP. And so last season, I do believe, was the first season since this revamp where you could almost classify it as being impossible to get that 1000 CC without the boost units. Now, maybe there's a couple of you guys out there that were able to get it, but it had to have been super freaking close. This season, though, I don't think that is going to be the case. There's only one boost unit, right, which is the Legends Rarity Piccolo. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I don't think everyone in the game is going to be summoning for Legends Rarity Piccolo. So I do think it's going to be a lot more feasible to accomplish the season without a boost unit, or to obtain the 1000 CC is what I mean. That being said, before we continue with the video, there will always be timestamps in the description down below. Since this is more so short form content, you guys really don't need these videos to find success, right? These are kind of just simple little guidelines, oh, here's your pathing, here's the team. That's pretty much it. So first things first, what are the units that are going to be up for grabs for picking? What teams, what tags? It's just one. It's one. There's no variety here at all. It's literally, you have your big boost units, 20%, and then you have Cell Saga Regeneration. There is no way in hell you guys should be making separate teams of Cell Saga or Regeneration. You need to combine them. You need to. So Cell Saga Regeneration characters, that's your only team. Thankfully, you actually have a lot of Zenkais here to choose from, which I'm very, very happy about. A lot of these guys are pretty old, and some of them are free to play. But obviously, you want the Zenkai units up there, right, on your team, because this is a stats-based game mode. You want your Zenkai characters, so obviously, You're probably going to have all the Zenkai characters on your team, and then for replacements, listen, if you have this guy and you have him 14 stars, if you have this guy 14 stars, you probably have him arts boosted. He's going to be on your team, probably. These are his regular stats right here, and then these are his TOP stats. He goes all the way up to 277 for strike attack and 280 for blast attack. Remember, TOP stats are affected by friendship rank, right? So it's also wise to start building up your friendship rank on some of these guys as best as you can. Same thing with, I think, sleeper units in this game mode definitely are the transformation units. Same thing with this guy right here. If we look at his maximum stats right there, that's honestly not even that terrible. Remember, my benchmark measurement, what makes a unit good in TOP for me is to have like I think 270k. 270k for either strike or blast. That's good for me. So after his transformation, he's there. He's 278k for his strike attack. And that's without friendship rank too, because I don't have the unit. I can't get him to friendship rank 10 to show you guys. But in TOP stats, it still jumps up a little bit, right? For the strike attack to 280k for whatever reason. Yeah, I don't know why. But obviously that's going to go up with friendship rank 10 if you have him friendship rank 10. Obviously, you're not going to use the hero units. You're not going to use the EX units. The only exception to the EX rule would probably be some of these Zenkais right here. But even then, I would say they're not. You don't want to arts boost these guys, is basically what I'm saying, right? Like, he can get to 262 on his blast attack, but that's with arts boosting. And you guys are probably like, hell no. So let's talk about the first team that we are possibly going to be using if we pull the Piccolo. I haven't summoned yet. So this is what you're going to be looking at for your boost team right here, right? So you have the graphic up on the side with the little shiny icons, basically just as a template, right? So the blue arrow over the Legend Piccolo, that means he's a boost unit, right? A big boost unit because he's giving 20%. Or he's actually getting more than 20% because he stacks the others. He's also Cell Saga / regeneration, right? And so that means he's never leaving the main squad. Never, ever, ever, ever will you put him on your backup unit. You guys might have him like just at the first copy. You're scared of his survivability. Boom, put him in the bottom row, right? Because we have this thing called line bonuses, right? And so the line bonuses are actually super impactful. If you don't just auto this game mode, or if you do auto this game mode, I think the line bonuses are really important for you to know as well. Because your team formation, if you put Piccolo at the very top, he's going to die. Straight up, he's going to die. I believe he is, at least. Because the one at the top, they get extra damage guard, but they also get the most aggro from the AI enemy, right? So in our graphic right here, we have the revival cell up top. So there's a good reason for that, right? Because we want to push the revive out of him so he can be his perfect form, so he can have the most stats possible. So he's going to be our tank for a majority of the path until he gets popped, right? Until that first life gets popped. So again, your beefiest, tankiest character or revival characters are always going to be in that top row for the most part. Your middle row is the most valuable row for DPS, for damage, right? Or I guess damage per turn would be a better term, because you're getting 30% to damage inflicted and you're manipulating your key recovery by 20%. That is a big jump for key recovery. This is one of the reasons, not just the damage, but the key recovery is one of the biggest reasons why that middle row is so valued. Because basically, if you have like 2 blues, 2 yellows, 3, like there's a lot of these paths where a lot of these teams where I use 3 of one color, like 3 reds, right? And then I'll put all 3 of those reds in the middle, so they all attack near each other, and you can pretty much like dismantle the enemy team by doing that, right? Like, okay, I know all my 3 reds or my 2 reds are going to be in the middle. They're going to attack first. Let's go ahead and just take out a yellow unit, or vice versa. If you have like purples there, you take out a green unit, stuff like that. And then the back row, I would say the back row is the most cushiony spot. That's like your I'm scared spot. That's and then also like if you just the middle row's all filled up, right? That row is where your units are gonna have the most protection. I can like give you a 90% guarantee that your units will not get hit in that back row right there. I've never seen it happen, right? I've never seen it happen, but I don't want to say 100% guarantee because then I know one of you guys in the comments is going to be like, well, actually, one of my back row units got hit. So screw you, Asdi. I'm just saying it's never, ever happened to me. It is also kind of nice too, because that's usually where I put my weaker units, my lower starred units. And because they won't have the best stats being at lower stars, they kind of make up for it a little bit by building up that special move gauge and popping a special move so they can be on par with the other big boys. So next, you can see that all these units have the little icon, the arts boosting icon. It is recommended to arts boost all your units. Not only is it giving you extra stats, it's giving you access to a guaranteed heavy attack or a chance at a super heavy attack, right? If you have your arts boost 9-9, you will guarantee a heavy attack every single attack. I think I'm going to try to experiment with this. I kind of want, because I know you guys keep asking me, what's the minimum? What's the minimum? What is the minimum required to guarantee that heavy attack? It's I'm going to try to get some of these guys up to 30. I'm probably going to do like 1 or 2 fights at 30, right? Like, for example, I'll get this guy his blast arts up to 30. And I'll report back to you guys because I think that is actually helpful. If we can get the guaranteed heavy attacks at just 30 arts boost, I think that's a significant like decrease in the amount of resources we have to put into these old units that you're not really going to be using in PvP and stuff like that. And then, of course, lastly in the graphic is going to be the replacement units. There is not really any like great Z tier replacements this time around, man. Most of the Zenkai units, the best units, are on the main team already, right? So that's why we usually differentiate by putting like a purple glow for the Zenkai tier or the blue glow, which is going to be like the A tier loot, bro. Like those are last resort units, man. Like the best 2 units at the replacements, if you have them high stars, friendship ranked up, arts boosted, is the Ultra Cell and the Transforming Cell. Remember, transforming characters do get that big jump in stats once they transform. So other than that, you shouldn't really be like digging into the replacements if you already have what's on the main. So now let's talk about the non-boost team. So this is just, it's the same thing, just without the legend himself. And so I had put on the free-to-play blue cell. He's at friendship rank 5, probably going to get that up alongside the old Zenkai red cell. Got to get both of their friendship ranks up. His stats they're all right. I don't think I'm going to arts boost this guy. I'm probably just not going to use him. He's just a filler spot, right? He's just there to fill that last slot. But if you did arts boost him, friendship rank 10, he probably is getting 270k on that blast attack. I kind of don't want to do that. I don't want to waste those resources. I probably will not be bringing him into play unless I really, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a situation where I really need him. But again, the better option instead of that blue cell would be the transforming red cell or the ultra cell if you have them high stars. Again, I have the ultra cell. I do not have them high stars. I have this guy friendship rank 10 and look at those stats. Those are scary stats. You do not want to be bringing that into your TOP run. And last but not least, here's your guys' path. So not much to be said about this. You guys have the little GIF on the side right here just showing how impactful your win streak bonus is for TOP, right? You're getting such a huge bonus to your stat or to your score the more fights you win consecutively, meaning do not lose a fight, right? I think it's really hard to lose a fight. You just have to outdamage your opponent. If you lose a fight, you'll get sent back 2 spaces. I believe, right? That's how it worked in the old format. I've never seen anyone lose a fight in this new format. But that'll definitely mess up your streak. If you land on a green or a yellow tile, well, there's only green tiles now. Sorry. Some of you guys might even, I don't know. Do you guys even remember the yellow tiles? But if you land on a green tile, that prohibits you from getting the full 12 win streak bonus, right? Because you're basically missing out on a fight. So don't do that either. Realistically, I've never had a unit die in this either, so shouldn't be an issue. And then we pretty much just keep trucking towards the more difficult fights, right? We're landing on pretty much as much 5-fist, 4-fist as we possibly can. And we're finishing off with this ultra fight. This ultra fight was super easy for us. I think it's going to be the main fight as long as we see it right there. I mean, you still can do this one if you really want to, but there's transformation units here. There's tag units here. I kind of don't want to deal with that. And then this one is just, this one's all right too. If you really wanted to do this one, not bad either. I just think that the ultras having the super low stats makes them super easy. And that is going to wrap it up for this season's guide video. That pretty smooth, pretty quick. Again, the Legends devs are scumbags for making last season as difficult as they needed to be, or impossible almost, to get that 1000 CC. So screw them. I need them to change it. I just need them to change it. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later!